Hey everyone, we are going to go ahead and get started. First off, welcome to our second Down the Hill meeting. This is our April section. We are so excited to have y'all. Just like we did in our March meeting, this is a webinar. It is being recorded, and we will be using the Q&A function of the webinar. So if you have a question, please go ahead and put that into our Q&A feature, and we'll be going through questions at the very end. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to get started. So hello everyone, my name is Tori Harris. I serve as the camp director at Lost Valley.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob Walker. I will be one of the assistant camp directors this summer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bijan. I'm the other assistant camp director.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becca, and I'm the program director.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassie, and I'm one of the assistant program directors, not here tonight, but also on our management team. We have Kevin, who's the other assistant program director, and Andrew, our ranger.
Alrighty. As we go forward with our meeting tonight, I'm going to cover some of the topics that we're going to share with you tonight. If you were at our March meeting, the information that we're going to present tonight is different. As we go forward, each month's meeting will be new information or updates to old information. As we get closer to camp, we're going to be providing you information that we think would be relevant for the time frame that we're in. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about payment schedule and get some specifics shared about how that's going to work for you. We're going to share about our program and advancement, including overnighters, adult program, and how you get signed up for those things. We will also talk about the OA in camp, the things that we offer in regards to our OA program, our menu and dietary restrictions, how you're going to get checked into camp and what that's going to look like for you, as well as some information about our trading post.
All right, so for payments, we are into our payment schedule already. We just passed our second payment, so if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and put that in when we do merit badge signups, which we'll talk about in a little bit, which is in May. You will need to be up to date on your payment schedule in order to sign up for merit badges. Now, if you have a scout that has a financial need and needs a campership, please, please, please encourage them to apply. They can use that QR code on this slide to go ahead and apply. We ask that you put that in and fill it out before May 1st, if possible. The application says May 15th, but if you can do it before, that'll help us track everything down and make sure payments are on time. For camperships, this is anyone in and out of council is welcome to apply. So you'll go ahead, download the form, fill it out, and send it to our professional in charge of that. For any cancellations, the last call for cancellation is June 1st. Before June 1st, you'll get all but $25 back. After June 1st, the cancellation policy changes a little bit due to what it is. So please, if you have to make changes, go ahead and do that before June 1st. And that does apply for both adults and scouts. It's $25 for both adults and scouts.
If you were with us at our last webinar, you may have heard this first part already, but I just want to reshare it with you. This is our 60th anniversary of summer camp at Lost Valley, which is very exciting. We'll have some celebrations and challenges throughout the week. And then we have some possible program changes. Our horse program, we're not currently anticipating being able to provide it. We're looking at options, but we want to make sure that we're able to provide a safe program that has safe horses and safe staff. And at this point, we have not been able to source those things. However, we are hoping to add a lake program to our list. We are just going to give it a little bit more time to make sure that the water holds from the winter. And we hope to be able to announce that really soon and be able to offer kayaking and canoeing programs. And then a reminder that all of our program pricing this year is inclusive. So anything that may have cost extra before, like ammo or craft kits, for people who are taking merit badges, those will all be included. We have a few overnight programs through the week. Astronomy Merit Badge requires an overnighter, and Wilderness Survival also requires an overnighter. We would love to have adult assistance at those. We need to make sure that we're following YP rules and that we have that extra support out there. And so any adults that are willing to attend, we would really appreciate that support. And we just want to make you aware of that now so that you feel comfortable bringing whatever it is that you want to bring that makes you feel good out there, if it's an extra sleeping bag or anything like that. And we can provide cots for that program as well. I also want to talk about adult programs for a minute. We have some training options. So CPR and first aid will be available. That should be around $12. And the RSO course will also be available, and that's around $65. Those are not programs that we're charging for. Those are programs that are charged by those organizations. So the NRA costs for the RSO course. And then we also will be providing IOLS. That is provided by us fully, so that's part of that inclusive programming. We'll have some fun opportunities throughout the week, things like swimming, shooting, golf. You can see the picture there of our pine cone golf over the meadow. And then also some service opportunities. If you have anyone in your unit that has trades that they're willing to come put their skills to work, we would really super appreciate that. Any kind of service that is provided in that way. Any program support like those overnighters, or if you have a special skill that maybe goes along with the Merit Badge program, we really appreciate that support also. And then last, I want to talk about our counselor in training program. This is that path from being a camper to a staff. So if you have any scouts in your unit that are kind of maybe looking for something to do in the summer, looking to spend a couple of extra weeks at camp, looking for some job experience, some service hours, our CIT program, we recently decided to expand it to include scouts aged 14 through 17. So any registered scout who's at least 14 years old is welcome to apply. It is a volunteer program based on an application, and they have to be accepted to the program. They get great leadership skills, communication skills, job experience. It's a cool program. They'll get some time learning to teach classes and things, or sometime doing either adventure or advancement.
Alrighty, we're going to talk a little bit about advancement program registration. We talked about this at our last meeting, and we've had a couple follow-up questions. So just to clarify, merit badge registration, as well as our other programs that are available for sign up, and we'll list those in a little bit, will be available starting May 4th at 2 p.m. So currently, nobody is able to sign up for merit badges or other programs at camp. We did this on purpose to give everybody the same opportunity. Some units need a little bit longer to get funds secured for their scouts. And so, in order to be able to sign up for programs, your scouts and your troop need to be completely paid per the payment schedule. Since merit badge registrations open on the 4th, the payment schedule states that full payment is due by the 1st. So before you are able to sign up for merit badges or other non-advancement programs like Borrego and ATV, you will need to be paid in full for the scouts that are trying to sign up. You will also need to enter your troop roster and be up to date in all of the information for it to let you do that. All of those signups are going to take place in Black Pug, or sometimes called 24/7 Scouting. That's the actual web URL that you're going to go to, 24/7 Scouting, or call it Black Pug. That's where registrations are going to take place, and it's going to be done by the person who signed you up for summer camp, your registrant contact. On the 4th, when merit badge registrations open at 2 p.m., our team will have an open Zoom meeting available for you to jump in if you have questions or if something's not working for you. We want to be available to support that. So as we get closer, we'll send out the link. You don't have to join. It's just going to be a place for us to be able to provide live support if you run into any problems on May 4th at 2 p.m.
All right. Just to make sure we get that one home because we have gotten a few questions. 24/7 Scouting Black Pug, that's where we do our merit badge signups, our non-advancement program signups that happen during the day. So that is our high adventure program, Borrego, our ETV program, and our pistol program for youth. We also added an option for all of the registrants to add your shirt size. You are getting a t-shirt this summer, so please go ahead and put in your shirt size. If you need to add or remove scouts or adults, you must email us. We are at capacity for new units to come in. So any additions to your unit needs to be an email in so that we can do it on the back end. So we ask that you send all those emails to summercamp@ssrlv.org. In order to check out, once you've finished a payment, it's going to ask for you to put in all the participant information. So that means at least the scouts' names need to be on there. Anything that has an asterisk has to be put in. So you may need to put in a placeholder information until you have all that. Trent Tubbs, one of our reservation specialists, sent an email about a week ago about talking about how to import your roster using Excel. So you can reference that if you want to do it that way. As for campsites, we will be sending those out as an email telling you which campsite you are in as well before you get to camp, just so you can have an idea of where it is relative to where your kiddos' classes are.
Okay. And then talking about our menu and dietary restrictions for this summer. Our menu will be posted on our website under the Kitchen Corner tab as we get a little bit closer to the season. If anyone in your unit has any dietary restrictions at all, that does need to be uploaded into Black Pug at least 2 weeks in advance. The earlier, the better, though. And that makes sure that we will have, the appropriate menu options for them. We will have vegetarian and gluten-free options this summer, including options to avoid all of our major dietary restrictions. The kitchen does not serve any items with any nuts. We call ourselves nut aware because we cannot guarantee that where the food was processed was entirely nut-free, but we ensure that none of our menu items include nut or nut oils or anything of that nature. This is another note that we've had questions on in the past, but we are unable to provide carb counts for individuals who need that for specific dietary needs. So that's not something that we can do because we can't guarantee that we use the same suppliers week to week. But we will do our best to make sure that our menu that is posted has as much information that we can give ahead of time. In general, or for this summer, we are contracting our kitchen with the industry leader in summer camp kitchen management. So we are going to have culinary professionals in there who do this year round and then specifically work in camps during the summers. So we're very excited to have them on our team this summer. And so far, they've been fantastic with helping us get a lot of this information together. So as we get a little bit closer to the season next month or so, we'll work on getting that information uploaded to our Kitchen Corner section of our website.
In addition to being the program director, I also have the pleasure of serving as the Weatava Lodge advisor for the Order of the Arrow and Orange County Council. And I would like to invite you to have anyone in your unit who is a member of the Order of the Arrow, whether you be in Weatava or another lodge, to bring your sash to summer camp. During one of the evenings, we'll have an Order of the Arrow night where we'll have some fellowship, food, and fun, and just get together and have that opportunity to be together. And then there's service opportunities throughout the week that can all be turned in towards OA service hours. In the past, we've been able to do brotherhood ceremonies for scouts. It depends on having enough arrowmen to be able to put on a ceremony, but if that's something that you're interested in, please reach out to us and we can see if we can get that coordinated.
Alrighty, our trading post. At camp, we will have a trading post that will have many things for your scouts and adults to buy: the snacks, the drinks, the ice cream, candy, and camping gear. I will note that our trading post is the one place in camp that offers nuts. We do have little stickers that say nuts on them, so your scouts will have a little bit more notice. But if you have any scouts with nut allergies, some of the ice cream, some of the candies do have nuts in them, and they will need to be aware of that. The trading post is also where evening program signups happen. So to note very clearly, evening programs, which we'll talk about at a later meeting, will not happen online. We will sign up for evening programs at camp during your week of camp in the trading post. As we get closer, we will talk about evening program signups. So you're not missing anything. There's nothing to do right now. We will get you more information on evening programs, and signups will happen at camp. Wi-Fi is available at the trading post as it is in most of our buildings. Leaders are able to use their phones in and pretty close to the trading post. You can get signal standing pretty much as far away as the road and even a little bit farther in some places. This summer in the Trading Post, we are super excited to offer some non-packaged items. We will be having hot pretzels and cheese, as well as pretzel bites. We will also be offering nachos, and the fan favorite slushies are coming back to Lost Valley. We have a brand new slushie machine that's going to have lots of fun flavors for your scouts to be able to enjoy during their week at camp with us.
Okay. And then now to talk about camp check-in. So if for those of you who have not joined us at Lost Valley before, we do have a 10-mile dirt road into camp. At the very beginning of that dirt road where the pavement hits the dirt, we will have a team of staff there to greet you to make sure that you're pointing the right direction. And then that check-in process will begin at 1 p.m. We will assign you a check-in window, and if you have a specific check-in window that you know is going to work best for your unit, then you are welcome to communicate that with us. And we will be communicating all of those with you within the week or two before camp. Once you get into our camp, once you complete that 10-mile dirt road, your troops guide, one of our staff members who is assigned to your unit to help you throughout the week, will meet you at the entrance to our camp. And then they'll guide your vehicles and everything to your troops' campsite so everything can get unloaded. Our check-in process does include our medical recheck. So that does include verification of all of your medical forms, as well as our basic screening process to help prevent communicable illnesses in camp. And then after that, you'll get a full tour of our camp, as well as we will complete our swim checks. Swim checks can be done ahead of time using the unit swim classification form. That is something that is available on the BSA website as well. And there's more information on our website as well. And if you have any questions on that process, please feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to help communicate.
So
Alrighty, go ahead. Good, Cassie.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say, that was the bulk of the information we have for this meeting, but our next meetings, our May meetings will be the 5th and the 9th of May, again, a Sunday and a Thursday. There'll be a webinar just like this. And we'll be covering kind of more details as we're getting closer to camp, more information about evening program, campsites and facilities, campers campfire, checkout process, packing lists, service opportunities, emergency procedures, theme days, bikes in camp, merit badge reminders, some information about mail-in camp, and more details about our road to adventure. So we hope to see you at those or one of those May meetings as well. And I think now we're moving into our Q&A session. So if you will go through the questions that we have in the Q&A, and if you have more, this is a great time to start adding them.
For sure. And like Cassie just said, we are going to be sharing a lot more information with you coming up. There's just so much to share. It's easier to split it into various months. But if you have a specific question about something that we're going to cover later, you can ask us right now. That's okay. We just want to break the information up a little bit for you. So next month meeting, we'll cover a little bit more. And then as we are in June, we're going to cover the things that you need to know right before you arrive at camp. So feel free to ask us any questions, and one of us will answer them aloud.
I'm going to start with some of the questions we already had. There's a question about the cancellation fee. I talked specifically about the scouts, but that includes scouts and adults by June 1st, just to clarify. scouts and adults for June 1st on there. We had a question of, is there a rank requirement for the CIT program? There is not a rank requirement for the CIT program, but they must be 14 years of age and they must go through the application process as well as a formal interview as well. All right, a question on Black Pug. Will that Black Pug link be sent to us as the camp registrar? So if you are the registrant contact already, you would log in and already have access to it. Bijan, do you know if there's a way to send an external link that way? It's just logging in, right?
It is just logging in. If they need that information, we can get it to them.
Can parents of scouts to the merit badge sign up and not just the organization if they have the QR code? So we have found that we have the registration contact do it, so that a scout needs approval by a leader in order to do a merit badge and not just a parent to sign up. And that way we have that as well. And it makes sure that we know if a troop is sending 4 kids to trail to first class and 4 kids to swimming because of buddies and whatnot, that's all thought through as well. So we have the one person do it. Question about our kitchen. Is the gluten-free in contact with other products? We have a severe celiac scout. So ahead of time, we'll reach out to you and see and kind of talk through our kitchen process with our new company, Upper Crust. We are working out all the finer details of how we are going to set that up. So that is a conversation we will have ahead of time. Jacob, anything else to add on that? Question, is scoutingevent.com the portal for Black Pug 24/7? Yes. Sorry, we use those interchangeably. It is 24/7 scouting and Black Pug are what we do. Question about the list of merit badges. So we do have the list of merit badges online. If for some reason we change merit badges before May 4th, we will send out the updated merit badge list to you before signups happen. So it is online. Can someone drop that into the chat for me? It would be under on our website under leaders links, and it will come into the chat right now. Yes, we are giving everyone a t-shirt, so we will need a size for them. That's all part of our inclusive programming that we're working on this year. Okay, for the unit swim check, it does need to be qualified supervision. Jacob, can you look up on that unit swim check form? It says at the top who counts as qualified supervision and then who has to sign it. So there is an actual form you have to do. And then at any point, our aquatics director can look at the form and randomly retest or anybody like that, just to make sure. We are at about a 5,000-foot elevation. And so sometimes we retest everybody just in case, or sometimes we retest a couple just so that we know that everybody can handle that at our elevation, because it does make a big difference. For the trading post, will there be tampons and pads available? Yes, there will be. We will have personal hygiene products in the trading post. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll answer the question about whether swim tests are required. We really encourage you to have everyone go through a swim test, but they are not required. If somebody is definitely not going to get in the water during the week, they don't have to take it. But we do have lots of opportunities through the week to get in the water through merit badge classes, open swim. It is required if there's any lake program they're participating in. And then we have Aquacade, which is a camp-wide game event at the end of the week at the pool. And so if there's a chance that they might want to, we really encourage that. And it's easiest to take it on arrival. It's very hard to do it throughout the week. It's a little bit more complicated just trying to find time to have the space in the pool. So if there's a chance they might want to get in, we encourage them to do it.
On the note of that unit swim check, The details on how to administer the swim test are on that form, and it does recommend that the administrator of the test is a lifeguard of some kind or a swimming instructor. They do not have to specifically be a BSA lifeguard or BSA aquatics director to conduct it, but it does advise that they recommend that a lifeguard conducts that one-on-one swim test.
Okay, question about theme days. So that's something I know we're going to talk about in the future. Do we want to pull them up? We're going to hold off until May.
Let me see if I can find it quickly. Otherwise you will receive that next month.
Yep. Do we expect the leader guide to change much between? No, anything that would be changed, wow, would be the addition of the lake program, would be our biggest change we would see in the leader guide. Otherwise, that is a resource that you can use. If we do update it, we will date it down at the bottom. Same thing as schedules. We will date all of them so that you have the latest and greatest, most up-to-date schedule, merit badge schedule, leader's guide on there. Question, is there a deadline for a scout to submit their application for the CIT program? So we are hiring, and we're almost done hiring actually. But we stop interviews about May 1st. That's the goal. So I would say after May 1st, it's going to be harder. So we would say by May 1st. The May 4th payment and May registration for everyone, no matter the week they registered. Correct. So everyone or all registrations open on May 4th, whether you're coming to week 1 or week 5. Everybody will open at the same time.
I will clarify that Black Pug is the same place where you make payments. It is also the same place where you're going to enter your unit's information of each of the names of the scouts and the adults that are coming. It's also the same place that you're going to enter the merit badges on that May 4th date. So pretty much everything where you're entering information or communicating in some online portal with us is Black Pug. You may see it as 24/7 scouting or scouting event. It is Black Pug and it is all the same. And yes, we know it is confusing that it has 3 different names and we are not sure why they do that, but that's what it is.
Question about average temperatures in July. What do we think? It's warm. It's not unbearable. Like 80s mostly, I would say.
That sounds like a good number.
Standing in the sun is pretty hot, but there's lots of shade and trees that balance it out too.
Unless it rains. We'll throw that in there. It does rain sometimes.
So according to historical data, it says an average of 92, but the last few years it has been lower than that for our average in in July specifically. But do note it can be as hot as the high 90s to low 100, and then the evenings can get quite cool or in the 50-degree mark, especially in that early July period. There's a chance that those evenings may dip into the high 40s. So unfortunately, you kind of have to pack for cold and warm.
Question on the swim classification form. If they get swim checked, there's still a chance they will need to get rechecked because of altitude. It's not necessarily because of altitude. It's just making sure as we go through, the aquatics director looks through and make sure that if they need to recheck anybody, they will. It's kind of their prerogative, not prerogative, but up to their discretion, we'll say, to do it.
It's really important that the scouts are able to swim in the setting that they're swimming in. So if your scout barely passed their swim check at sea level and then they come up to camp and they say, "Hey, I'm a swimmer," and they get in the pool and our aquatics director says, "I'm not really sure that that's going to be sufficient," they can retest them. And if they don't meet swimmer, they can reclassify them. Our aquatics director is amazing. He's not going to just throw them out and say, "Oh, well, you don't meet it. Sorry." He will work with them. It is just really important that our scouts stay safe. And if they can't meet the swimmer classification in our setting, then we can't call them swimmers. That's basically what that policy is for.
Becca, you want to talk about merit badge makeups, or Cassie, do you want to talk about merit badge makeups? If they don't finish their merit badge, what happens?
Yeah, usually, so we have our 4 merit badge days, Monday through Thursday. And if they don't finish those days for whatever reason, if they were you had to miss a class for whatever reason, they can make that up Friday mornings. And that our staff are there ready to make up any requirements with them. And if for whatever reason they're unable to finish it at camp, it does, like, you will get on Black Pug, just like you get your blue cards, you'll have a partial with exactly what they need to finish.
And then on the merit badge schedule, so there are things listed as A, B, C, D, or they are gray with X. If it is a time slot with gray and an X, that means we do not offer the merit badge at that time. All right. Elevation is approximately 5,000 feet. That is correct. And then, Cassie, do you want to walk us through what Monday through Thursday looks like and Friday again, just so that everybody knows for merit badges?
Yeah, so merit badges, like there's 4 periods in our schedule during each day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Your scouts will have opportunity to go through those 4 merit badges, and it's like a class schedule almost. They have their session 1 they go to first thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. All of our merit badges are set up to be completed by Thursday, although some of them will have kind of prerequisites of requirements that they can't necessarily fulfill at camp, but we'll tell you about those should be listed in the merit badge information ahead of time. Otherwise, they're all scheduled to conclude by Thursday. So if your scout attends all their sessions and does what is asked of them, they will finish by Thursday. Of course, like if they're whatever reason they can't, they do have the makeup time. But yeah.
Okay, a couple questions. If there's a merit badge partial that cannot be completed, do the scouts contact the SSRLV counselor to get the final sign off, or local counselor? So once they leave camp, they should find a local counselor to work with. Our camp staff are from all over Southern California and out of state and out of country. And so they should work with a local counselor to go ahead and finish that merit badge. Question on the first year camper program. It states ABCD. That means that it is offered the program is all 4 sessions. All 4 sessions. So they're going to do requirements throughout the day. Then there is the trail to first class, trail to second class, trail to tenderfoot. Those are individual classes where they just go for those specific requirements. Question on the Borrego program. Is the Borrego program all day or is it partial? So it is half the day. It only happens in the afternoon. So if you have scouts that are in the Borrego program, they can go into merit badge sessions, what we would call session A and B, which is at 9 o'clock and 10:30. They can go do merit badge classes then. Do scouts have to sign up for merit badges and pairs buddy system or not required? We encourage everyone to sign up in buddies. Sometimes that does not always work out with the schedule, but we want everybody to have a buddy. So sometimes at camp, leaders in our leaders meetings we'll say, hey, I have a kid walking from nature to rifle. Do you have any kids? So that we can find buddies and whatnot. We do not want any scouts walking around camp by themselves.
You also can consider if there's two merit badges at the same program area. At the same time, they don't have to be enrolled in the same class. If they're in the same area, they can still be buddies to and from class.
Question, can adults bring their own tents to sleep in instead of provided? Absolutely. If you like to bring your own tent, that is more than okay. What is our Borrego program? Cassie or Becca, do you want to talk about what our Borrego program is?
I can. So our Borrego program is designed more for like older scouts who might have a lot of their merit badges already, and it's really a kind of high adventure all around camp group. They get to do a lot of different activities throughout the week. They get to do lots of team building games. They get to kind of do whatever they want. Usually as a group, they kind of make a plan for themselves at the beginning of the week. It can include archery or tomahawks and climbing or the cope course. It's just a lot of fun. And it gets a group of scouts doing things that maybe they've never done before. So it's really fun, especially for older scouts.
We have a question on the cooking merit badge. For cooking merit badge, how will they complete the backpacking meal? Cassie, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, for the cooking merit badge, the scouts, we have all the supplies that we need for that, so they don't need to bring anything else. The scouts take cooking ware that's transportable. They go on a hike somewhere around camp within the bounds with the whole class, and they prepare a meal through that on that trip outing during their session. So it's all pretty much taken care of.
Confirming campsite assignments will be sent out prior to arrival. That is correct. You will get your campsite prior to arrival.
I have an answer for theme days. Jacob's going to add an answer to the question, so it will be in the answered questions. We have Masquerade Monday, Tie-Dye Tuesday, Wacky Wear Wednesday, which is wacky hats, ties, whatever. Thoroughly Tired Thursday, which is Pajama Day, Flashback Friday, which is an old Lost Valley camp shirt, and Silly Slack Saturday. Theme days are just for fun, so you're welcome to participate in them with the staff if you would like to, but it's definitely not required.
Okay, so theme days, just to jump on what Becca is saying, theme days are for morning assemblies only. They start Monday morning and go through the end of the week. It is just a fun camp spirit opportunity. The staff dress up, and we have found that it is more fun when we also invite the units to dress up with us. So you'll see the staff. You'll also see some other scouts doing that as well. Question, what is the merit badge prereq verification form? So on the merit badge schedule, there are some prerequisites that are required. Some are Eagle required, some mostly Eagle required kind of things in there. And so as troop leadership, because we are not doing physical blue cards, we need a way to know that they have done those prereqs. So they would use that verification form. You print it out, right? Johnny Scout has done camping 8, perfect. Janie Scout has done Citizen of the Nation 7 and 8. And then they go off to their merit badge counselors, present the verification form so that they know, the counselor knows that the prereq has been done prior to starting the class, and that we are good to go. Question, how many scouts are in one tent? So it is 2 to a tent for all of our tents. If there's any YP, because we need to make sure, sometimes we'll put a third one, but typically it's all 2 to a tent. So that would be what we are anticipating. Question about ATVs. ATVs, you must be 14 years of age. There's a special ATV permission slip that they need to have before doing it. For ATVs, you need to have a long sleeve shirt and pants, preferably boots if they have it. They don't have to. We also suggest having a, Dijon, what is the
Face covering?
title of it? Face covering, yes, to go under the helmet as well. But they will need to they need to have long sleeves and they need to have pants. That's the hardest one, especially the pants for kiddos that they often forget that we need to handle.
The ATV program that we run at camp is also a national program through the ATV Safety Institute. So once they receive that certification after they've completed the class, they will get an actual card that is a national certification card accepted by all Scout programs and a lot of other places, signifying that they've completed a rider safety course.
Shooting sports verification. Hey, Beej, can you look up and see if that shooting sports is good for a year?
Calendar year of 1 year, the date year must be printed on the form. So 1 year from that date.
So if you've done it in this year, it would be totally fine for this upcoming season. Online class scouts need to finish before camp if they want to do ATVs. Potentially, we're working with the ATVSI, which is the ATV Safety Institute, and our staff is going through in just a little bit, and they'll confirm exactly what's needed to go. But if there is a prereq, we will send it out and make sure everybody is registered to do so.
The first year camper program also will give scouts the first aid merit badge as well as rank advancement requirements.
If you do have any questions in the future, we invite you to email us at summercamp@ssrlv.org. That goes to everyone that you're seeing right here, the whole management team. And so one of us will respond. If you need to add campers, that's the place to do it. We'll hook you up with reservations. If you have questions, we'd be happy to answer them. We will be going through this same presentation again on Thursday. So if you want to hear it again, join us again on Thursday. If not, then by the end of next week, we will have our April meeting posted. Usually it takes us about a week to get that up, and then we'll also send the invite to the May meetings. As we talked about, each meeting has a different set of topics that we are giving to you based on where the timeline is for preparing for camp. If you need other resources, please reach out to Summer Camp at SSRLV. Check out our leaders guide. Next big thing happening is Thursday is once again another meeting. And then May 4th, which happens before our next leaders meeting, is the open registration for merit badges. So if you have questions, please, please, please ask us so that we can help you get those answered before merit badge signups happen. Thanks all for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a great evening. Bye, y'all.